If you saw that last video about the Jimmy Butler trade, you'll remember a different point of view that I brought to your attention. It was about the opportunity that was now going to be afforded to my man D Rose, the youngest MVP in the history of the NBA. He is on a veteran minimum deal. Did you hear what I said? A veteran minimum. That's the lowest amount that they could pay him to come and play. And he's only on a 1-year deal. Now he doesn't have to come off the bench anymore because they need that veteran leadership. They need someone to take the reins. He has the opportunity to shine bright like a diamond. He has the opportunity to shine once again and reestablish himself in the minds of the fans that he is a star once again. But don't just take it from me. Hear from the man yourself.
What does his trade mean for this team? I mean, we got a new start. I mean, there's no excuses from the starters to all the guys on the bench. We're going to need everybody to come in and produce.
What's happening? I'm Iron Man from the music group theLottory. Showtime Records. You know who I am. You know what I does. This was actually a really exciting game. I know it's between the Brooklyn Nets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're not huge fan bases right now. I understand that. This was not any household names in there besides D Rose. But man, this was a really good game. It was back and forth. It was high scoring, and it was very competitive throughout. You know, there was no blowouts. It was a few lead changes, but I mean, it was a well-fought game on both sides. You know, I enjoyed watching it. You should check it out if you have the opportunity to as well. I could talk about 30 minutes about this game, but I want to go over a few of the high points. Like I said about my man D Rose, he will now be getting the start. The people that they got, Dario Saric and Robert Covington, they didn't actually make it, you know, to play this game. So they were playing a little short-handed. But what I realized most from watching this game is, like I've been telling y'all for almost a year now, Thibodeau needs to be fired. I don't like people losing their job, but dadgummit, he is grinding these guys into the ground. I mean, Taj Gibson, he played like 33 minutes. Jeff Teague played like 35 minutes. D Rose played like 39 minutes. What in the hell is going on? Karl Anthony Towns played like 37 minutes. I mean, they're just playing ridiculous amounts of minutes. Come on, man. 35 minutes is the standard. It's the standard. Sometimes they say 36. But, man, 35, 34, especially if you have older players on your team, you don't want to be playing them that much. Play these younger guys. No, he don't want to do that. Tom Thibodeau, he's not a very good coach, and he just wants to rely on the starters, and he's going to get... I don't understand what he's trying to do. I don't understand, because he's most definitely going to use one of his jobs. He's like the president of basketball operations in Minnesota, and he's also the coach. He's not going to be, mark my words, he's not going to be held, he's not going to hold both of those titles next year. So what is he like, man, I got to play these guys so we can make it to the playoffs? Are you kidding me? Even if they make it to the playoffs, they're still not going to retain your services as coach, and they need to get rid of him as soon as possible, because they got some nice players on this team, and they need some development by a real good coach, and he is just not it. Fortunately, something else that people weren't talking about, like I said, they played the Brooklyn Nets. D'Angelo Russell, my boy, D'Angelo Russell, who was the second pick in the 2015 NBA draft, went to Los Angeles Lakers. You know how I do it. I'm a lifelong Laker, and I represent them to the fullest for life. Even though he got traded, I still represent that boy. You know, I hope he does well. And he had a really good game. I believe this is a contract year for him. Yeah, he was the second pick in the draft behind Karl Anthony Towns, who also had a monster game. That's just an underlying storyline that no one's really talking about for good reason. I'll get to that a little bit later in the video. But man, he went like 9 of 15 from like 3. He had 9 threes last night. He shot like 60% from 3. I mean, he had like 31 points. The boy was balling. Had like 6 assists, a few rebounds, and a steal. I think he had like 3 turnovers, you know, but hey, he was carrying the load, and it was a very emotional day, and a lot of guys on the team on the floor on both sides weren't really to play. They weren't really ready to play, go back on the court after that horrific injury. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But man, he had a fantastic game. Kudos to you. I'm glad he's made it back after his several injuries, and he is shining bright like a diamond over there in New York. I don't know if they will keep him or not after this year. We'll just have to wait and see. Karl Anthony Towns, everybody in the starting lineup, for the Timberwolves pretty much had a very good game. They had a very good game. They all shot exceedingly well. They played well together. I guess they all want to show us like, hey man, we can do it without Jimmy Butler. We're turning over a new leaf. But it was against the lowly Brooklyn Nets, but they're on the rise. So, hey man, kudos to y'all. Hey man, it was a very difficult situation, and the accident, it wasn't really an accident, it was the injury that happened during the game. I'm sure that shook up everybody. I mean, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson he was crying. He was crying. It was so horrific just to looking at him, man. As a basketball player myself, man, I felt that. I watched it over and over again. I just like, ooh, I'm still feeling it right now, man. I don't want to get some ice and put it on my ankle, because, man. But serious business. It was a great game, very evenly matched. I don't even really want to talk about the rest of the Timberwolves because they hardly got any minutes. Tyler Ennis, he played like 13 minutes as backup point guard. It's just ridiculous. Please get rid of Tom Thibodeau. It's for the best for the team. I'm not even a Timberwolves fan, but it is definitely for the best.
New era in Timberwolves basketball starts today with the new big three, D Rose, Karl Anthony Towns, and Andrew Wiggins. He feels like the weight's been lifted off his shoulder. Karl Anthony Towns goes to work with the one-leg fadeaway like Dirk. We got a good pass from D Rose and Taj Gibson. Misses the shot, but the follow-through by Karl Anthony Towns, the weight is just off his shoulder. He feels like a new man right now. Unfortunately for this young man, Caris Levert, who's a budding star out in Brooklyn, had a horrific injury, eerily reminiscent to the Paul George and Gordon Hayward incidents. I got a great update for this young man. There was very moderate ligament damage and there were no fractures, so as such he will not require surgery. The recovery time is an estimated 3 months. He'll be back on the floor. It wasn't an ankle injury, it was actually a subtalar joint dislocation. The subtalar joint is what allows the foot to adjust when walking over uneven surfaces like walking on sand. But he should be back pretty soon. Prayers up for that young man. Everybody's emotional, but they find a way to keep playing the game. That number 2 pick for my Los Angeles Lakers, D'Angelo Russell, who shouldn't have got traded, all because of Nick Young. This boy's quietly on fire. Just like that boy right there, D Rose from Trey. Oh yeah, Jeff Teague with the strong move. Oh, look at D'Angelo Russell. Actually, he went 9 for 15 from 3. So Jeff Teague is starting at a shooting guard, D Rose at the point, or vice versa. Either way, man, everything just seems to be flowing between these guys. And to close out the game, look what we're going to. The man, Big Cat, down low, closing out.
After reaching the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years last year, you don't want to regress and go backwards. Make sure you let them know exactly how you feel. Let me know down in the comment section how you feel about the direction of the team, if you care about them at all. But I want to leave you on this note. This is something that I heard from one of the announcers on one of the calls that they had on the game, and it's something a lot of people probably aren't talking about. But Derrick Rose, who suffered some catastrophic injuries that he's finally made it back from, fully healthy and reinvigorated. I love it. I love the perseverance. But he's experienced some major would-be career-ending injuries for a lot of other players because he's had so many of them all on his legs. But he happened to be playing in 2014. He was playing on the Olympic team. Yeah, he was balling back then. On the Olympic team with Paul George when they were scrimmaging, and he went and he had that horrific leg incident when he ran into the stanchion in I think in Nevada, in Las Vegas, Nevada, where they were training or practicing, having that scrimmage. Derrick Rose was playing in that game. Okay? Then last year, like 6 minutes into the season, Gordon Hayward playing for the Boston Celtics, gang. The Boston Celtics gained green over there after he played 7-8 years over there in Utah. First game of the season, they were playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Derrick Rose was playing for the Cavaliers when he went over there and broke his leg. Man, Derrick Rose in that game. Now, this last night, Caris Levert plays for the Brooklyn Nets, comes down awkwardly after trying to perform a chase down block. He comes down and breaks his ankle. I don't know if I'm not a doctor, okay, but I did say I didn't even say in the Holiday Inn Express. But he broke his leg or dislocated it. Not his leg, but his ankle. It's around his ankle area. They haven't put out the full details of the incident, but that's what it looked like, because his ankle was going all the way in. It's supposed to be like this. It was all the way in, all the way in. It was terrible. It was terrible. But Derrick Rose just happened to be playing in this game. What are the chances of that? The numbers have got to be Powerball numbers. Astronomical. That this one guy in a 4-year span happened to be playing for three different teams. 3 different teams where they had catastrophic leg accidents or injuries while he was playing in the game. Man. I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to be careful out there. If you have something that you enjoy in life, make sure if your family, a possession, or an activity like basketball, make sure you enjoy it for all that it's worth, because you never know when it can be suddenly and excruciatingly taken away from you. I don't want you to lose what you love most. If you love these videos that I'm putting out, I sure appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll learn it every time there's a brand new video. If you think they may enjoy the content, feel free to share this with your friends, your families, your homies, your neighbors, your BFFs forever, your boss, your co-workers, your fans, and your followers. I'm Iron Man from the music group theLottory, Showtime Records. That's just how I see it. Be blessed and Godspeed.